Hello again, everybody. This is Amorgin, and we're back with another episode of Mobile Royale. And I'm joined by Corantis, who's quite a high level in our guild, and Pepp, who's a lot higher than me still. Say hello, guys.
Hello, how are you doing? This is Corantis.
Hello again, everybody. This is Pepp.
So, guys, we're lucky enough, particularly yourself, Pepp, we were talking earlier, we're lucky to get Corantis in here now to give us noobs a little bit of advice on what we should and shouldn't be doing. You're sitting on 51 million power there, Corantis, is that right?
After my fourth bereavement being attacked, yes, I'm on about 51 million or so.
Okay, level
Wow.
57 I can see there. Some nice gear.
Yeah, the gear, it seems to be helpful the more I learn about it. I would start there. It's interesting that we come into this talking about some of the things we should do as a beginner, because I just help. We're starting the bank for the Forsaken Knights, the bank where all of us will be able to come and kind of feed our RSS when we have extra, and also take from it when we need some. And I started it from the very beginning. It's now on level 5. And I'm noticing a lot of new things actually going through it to be able to share with you guys. So hopefully that should help some of the noobs, and hopefully maybe answer some questions that we may have missed earlier in some earlier broadcasts. But
Great. Yeah, great.
Is there things that you guys... I noticed that the guild help for me, being able to help other members at one time, has been huge, and allowing to get a payback from RSS, and also the guild coins. Has it been helpful to you guys at all?
Definitely.
Yeah, for me.
And how about building the starting early on the diplomacies when it comes to the diplomats? Have you guys started focusing any more on that as well?
Yeah, well, I'm just going in there now. I haven't figured out myself now why certain ones become available at certain times. So I'm sitting here right now, I've got a King's Door, Sunsinger, Flamehammer, and Development Event Diplomat. And it's flashing up at me, I'm going into it, but it's only the Sunsinger Diplomat that I've got a green tick beside him. Is that because I traded with them recently or something, or...?
A lot of it may have to do with also the campaign. The further along in the campaign that you get, the more that you will have available to you when it comes to diplomacy. I know, unfortunately, the storyline is not the best when it comes to the campaign, but when you do go through it, it tries to explain a little bit why you get those available to you as the further along you go along. Now, I noticed, I don't know if you also noticed, that there's the first stage of the campaign all the way through. Then they also have the elite stages.
That's right, yeah.
Second round way through. Have you guys gone through any of those at all?
Yeah, so I'll pop into mine here, yeah.
Oh.
Okay,
Sorry,
so I'm
Pepp,
18 out of 18 on King's Door, with all of the elite completed. I'm 5 out of 18 on Sunsingers. I'm 0 out of 18 on Flamehammer, but I need to do the elite there. I can't do that. It says need to be level 23.
It's tough.
And I've done the normal Steambeards Chapter 4, the first one of those. Or I can do that. That's unlocked for me. So that's where I'm at with that. How far are you, Pepp?
All right. Yeah, where are you at, Pepp?
Yeah, I've done elite on King's Door and the first 3. I am at the minute on elite on Anthropes, whatever you call them.
Anthropos, I think they are.
Okay.
Yes, them.
How many little flags on the map in is that? I'm on the 4th.
Anthropos is the 5th, I believe.
5th, right.
Yeah, I'm the 5th, yeah. And I
you
just unlocked Bloodbite.
The Bloodbite.
But it says that it doesn't unlock until player is level 40.
Okay.
Ouch.
I know.
What player level are you,
And your
Pepp?
guys' levels... Yeah,
Me,
what
I'm
player?
37. 37.
37,
You're
I'm
almost there.
21.
Now, how have you found in correlation with the player level comparatively to the actual hero levels, have you guys find coincide not so much, or are you able to keep up on all those, the heroes, the individual heroes?
Yeah, not so good for me. Oh, well, yeah, no, some of them still level 19 and 20. Should I keep them all up?
So that's precisely what I've tried to do. Now, if you click, here's another noob thing. If you click on hero within your castle, when you're inside of your castle, if you click on hero, it brings up obviously all the heroes that you have,
Yeah.
and it tells you on the top left corner of the hero which level they are.
Yep.
Now, do you guys there's a little a menu in here, and it's not very glaring, but the little folder type looking thing in the top right area
Oh,
Yep.
yeah.
that you click on now. You see how if you click on it, it says consumables, soul stones, and runes.
See it? Yep.
Okay,
Yeah.
I visit this menu quite a bit. All right, because there are times when you'll start collecting things either from guild help or from when you hunt a monster or whatnot that you don't know about, and I can come here a lot of times and understand what it is I have available to my heroes to distribute. Consumables are very big. Do any of you, either of you, my apologies, have consumables available to you right now?
Yeah, so I'm sitting on
Yes.
412, 60 hero EXP and 15 300 EXP.
Wow, that's quite a bit, sir.
Okay.
So those consumables are available immediately to any of your heroes right now if you want to distribute their individual levels.
Okay, and it makes sense.
I
I've
don't know
been
if you have
storing
one.
them, you see. I haven't been spending them because I've been wanting to unlock as many heroes as possible and then see who I want to focus on.
I see. Okay. And how many do you have currently unlocked?
5? 6?
5.
Yeah, I have 10.
10. Okay. And any of them seem to be a favorite of yours at this point in time?
I'll let you go with
Yeah.
that.
I have suggestions.
Okay, I like,
Besides
Saoirse?
the good artwork, is there any of them your favorites?
I like Saoirse.
Saoirse, okay.
Okay.
And yourself, Amorgin, do you have one that's
I'm trying to
breadwinner
keep
at
them
this
all
point?
leveled up at the minute. But like if I'm not going with the artwork, I'm liking the first 4, really. But they're the strongest. You know, the basic ones, the very first ones you get.
Right.
I'm liking them. I'm liking the ranged units. But I switched them about. You know, I make sure they all get a wee bite at the cherry. You know.
Yeah. That's awesome. So when you hit level 40, my advice is when you hit level 40 individually, obviously, as you know your experience level goes with your entire castle,
Mhm.
I would implement distributing them as you're distributing them, Morgan, evenly as possible.
Okay.
In the first 40 levels, 39 and down, I would say, I would try to focus on 2 or 3 of them, maybe, like bombard them with as much experience as possible, because what's going to happen is it's going to allow you to spearhead a
Yes.
little bit better. Okay, with your talents and with being able to get through the campaign.
Okay, so up when you're talking level 40 there, you mean player level 40? Like Pep's nearly there now.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. She's at 37, correct?
Yeah.
I'm at 38 actually. Woo!
Oh, in that case, 38. There you go.
Okay, so once you've
So,
reached
yes.
Pep's level, if you haven't done this, you may as well just start thinking about the advice of spreading it all evenly.
Correct. Yes,
Okay.
that's it. Precisely the time when I started, and it's been working magnificently ever since.
Okay, but for me there, up until I get to Pep's level, or in around where Pep is, I should be focusing on a group of 3 or 4 and just keep spend all of those consumables on 3 or 4 of them now, for example. Yeah.
You might find a little bit less headaches involved if that's the route you choose,
Okay.
because they are powerful enough to deal with what you need to
Okay.
get through with the campaign.
And what
whatnot, in
about
order
now,
to give
right?
you
So
more
say,
options.
I pick the first 4, and they stretch out a bit of a lead, and I'm using them all of the time. In terms of catching up the other ones, then in experience at level 40, is that straightforward enough? Is that easy enough to do? Getting them caught up with
It
the main
is,
4?
because
Yeah.
you're exactly right. You're correct. And the reason that is because, believe it or not, the higher the levels that you become with experience and with your castles and with the things that you're doing, the more rewards you acquire. And
Okay.
because of those rewards you acquire, you're gaining more of those experience potions. Whereas right now, like, just to give you a quick example, I have 10 heroes all at gold level. They're all at level 57 where I'm at. And the rest of mine I'm working on because I have extra potions laying around. So, I mean, it's not as important earlier on, but right now I am getting to where I can have all 15 of my heroes at level 57, which is quite easy because I'm getting hundreds of potions at a time rather than just 1 or 2 potions at a time.
I get you.
If you
Good.
catch what I'm saying. Yeah.
Yes.
So, it's just a little bit of advice in order to help people that are, I would say, working on that 15th, 16th level castle or 16th level character development stages, to be able to spearhead through those campaigns that actually can get quite difficult, especially when they start bringing in people from behind, as you probably noticed.
Yeah.
The auto feature is kind of helpful too in the beginning stages.
Yeah, I've used that a
I've
lot.
sat and lost. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I'm just agreeing. I've used the auto feature a fair bit.
Sometimes it enables you to see what's going to happen initially through the campaign, so you're able to say, oh, if they're going to bring in troops at this time, maybe it's better if I'm able to bring in my backups a little bit earlier. That way they're not able to attack my main characters. Because you notice how when you lose your main characters, you lose stars by the time you're done,
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
if you're able to complete, which really ruins it, because when you're done and you complete the stage on elite level and you get all the stars, you get all the benefits from it, right?
Hmm.
Yes, that's
So
right.
that hurts as well. Those benefits are fantastic. I don't know if those have helped you a lot or not. But
Yeah, no, they
Yeah,
have,
so
haven't they?
yeah, there's been a fair wee bit to get used to. There's a lot going on the screen. Is there any real fundamentals? Right, we've looked at the hero. We've looked at that. We talked a little while ago before we started recording about his equipment and stuff like this. Is there anything that is a real need? Somebody starting off like me should really be looking at before I worry about going out and attacking other castles and stuff.
excellent question. I focused on production equipment. If you want to talk equipment, the forge itself. Are you able to forge anything at this point in time?
Yeah,
or
so
have you forged
Pepp
anything?
got me forging a little bit of stuff. Now I have 2 slots yet to unlock, and I've been messing around. And I noticed on your hero, you're still equipping level 10 items, which I was surprised at. So your level 10 equipment that I've been forging at the minute may not be too redundant when it comes to
No, it's
higher
very
levels.
helpful.
So
Correct.
that's a really good thing. So I've a bunch of level 10, level 20 equipment forged already onto my hero. I'll just jump into that and see equipment forging. So yeah, I can forge a bunch of stuff. Peacekeeper, storm drill in terms of weapons here. I can forge a frost blade, but it's too high level at the minute. And a bunch of other things. I don't see gauntlets in the equipment part. You know, the hand equipment.
Yes. Okay.
I don't
Let's
see
see
that
what-
when I'm into when I go into forge. I see the main weapon. I see shields, headgear, footgear, body gear, and accessories.
And ring
Yeah, the ring.
accessories.
I don't see hand gear.
Okay. Those usually come in where you have. Let's see. It says the sword, the helmet, the footwear, and then right afterwards is the small little dagger. The picture of a small dagger. Now, in that area is where most of the gauntlets are.
I see.
you have
Yes.
The blood. If you scroll down a little bit, you can also, if you click or uncheck, I should say, filter by level. It will allow you to go from the smallest level all the way to the highest level available of equipment.
Okay, I see that.
Without
Yeah.
filtering out the ones that are not. Yeah. So, I don't know if you can see more gauntlets that way,
Yep.
but
I'm
there are
looking at
quite a
them.
few
Yeah.
of them. Unfortunately, some of them. Well, first ones come around at 10th level. You should be available.
Yeah.
Or
So I
25th
could
level is
make,
another one.
for example, right now I could forge arcane gauntlets, level 10.
Yes. Yes.
Let me see what I've got on it at the minute.
You have or you have not been able to do that this time.
Okay, so I've got my arcane gauntlets blue. I've got them. Let me see.
Yeah, gold production's up and your cavalry hit points.
Yeah. So blue is uncommon, is that right? Or
Blue is uncommon, and then after that is the purple and the gold. You talk about the legendary status?
yeah.
Here's one thing I would suggest, and you've obviously done a very good job at that. If you are able to, let's just say evolve. I think they use the word evolve.
Yep.
The
Yeah, I've been
equipment,
doing a wee bit of work on that
and
since Pepp told me to look at this.
that's magnificent, because that's such a huge help, and it's huge help that you don't have to worry about. Okay, because you put on the piece of equipment, and that's the kind of effect that you get.
Yeah.
You don't have to send troops out to harvest. You don't have to do anything other than wearing the equipment. So
Yeah.
for me, even starting out again, I'll try to bring over the bank near us pretty soon, so you can even see some of the equipment I've already forged for that, just to help. Because really, if you don't have a lot of time during the day, sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. You don't have a lot of time to send out the harvesters or to go hunt animals or monsters or whatnot. So that's very intelligent, and I think that's a huge piece of advice I would give to anybody, is to always evolve whatever equipment you have as much as possible.
Okay.
And a lot of that is through hunting the monsters and whatnot as well. So again,
Great.
comes hand in
Okay,
hand.
great. And that's one of the areas where being in a good guild and being in a guild like Forsaken Knights has been handy, because all of you guys are going out killing monsters. The guild are getting the wee bonuses for that, and somebody like me is able to benefit from that and open all of these chests, and I've got loads of these items that I can use to upgrade this equipment. And it's been really, really helpful. So one of the pieces of advice that I'd be giving people from my point of view is find an active good guild and join them and benefit from the cooperation.
Well, I think that's amazing. I did not realize how important that was until actually this guild myself. Just like yourselves, there's guilds out there who just don't care, because they know that they're already way above the threshold of really needing to care anymore. It almost kind of runs itself. But for instance, like you, Amorgin, and even sometimes you, Pepp, if there's something that you guys need and you kind of shout it out to us or put it in our ear, and I can go and take out a 3rd or 4th level monster down to this very, very minimum, and then allow you to take the kill.
Cool, yeah.
By you getting the kill, or Pepp getting the kill, you guys get the bulk of the reward from that kill, which will help someone like you guys tremendously when it comes to trying to get the pieces of equipment. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely, yeah, absolutely. That was one of the things we were hoping to get done with Pepp at some stage. We could maybe do this now before I wrap up. Is this decayed?
Sure.
There's a decayed dragon down here, not far away.
Level 2.
Level 2. There's let me
Level
see.
2 or level 3, it's up to you.
There's a level
Whatever one
2
you
there.
like.
43 minutes left on it. Down
Perfect.
southwest, I think, from where we're based. So if you
Yeah,
could,
I'll
if you
post
could
it.
go and knock that down to under 5%, I'm sure Pepp could finish it off.
Yeah, let me do a single hit on it. Again, changing your gear comes into quite helpful here, especially when it comes to your stamina, and the amount of stamina that you spend while attacking also helps with the demon hunter gear has been huge for me.
Yeah.
Let me change my gear set and I'll hit that guy for you real quick.
Yeah, and you were saying at one time before we started recording about this magnifying glass on the monster. When you check the monster, check the magnifying glass in the top left, and it'll tell you what his damage type is and what his defense type is. So he's high physical defense with that sword. Does that mean he?
Yes.
Does that mean he is he's very good against ground units. Is that what that means? Or just generally high physical defense?
Yeah, just anybody that would give a physical attack toward that monster would not have very much success.
Okay.
So we need to find somebody with a magical attack, whether it's ranged or not ranged. As long as it's a magical attack, then that would be most beneficial.
So even an arched unit, an archery unit, there, it's physical attack. It's not going to do much. Are we talking here very simply magical and physical defense monsters? Is there another category, or is it mainly one of those two we're going to be faced with?
It's mainly one of those two, and a lot of times it'll just depend also on only the type of physical or the type of magical attack as well. So it does get into one more category. So that, like, for instance, my infantry will clearly attack with swords and shields, correct?
Right.
So there are infantry, though, that will attack with not just swords and shields, but will also use magic. And those are listed when you go to click on Hunt, and you go to actually choose what heroes you use within the hunt itself.
Yep.
Before you choose your backups, if you scroll down your little hero list, it'll show you that the first one will have a diamond shape with, you know, a sword or a magical whatever, which is the attack, and then the shield is the defense category. Higher defense for that specific hero and character. The other thing is how many categories or how many troops will that individual hero send for you when you go to attack, which is also available at the top when you click on the hero. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
17,500 cavalry with the hero that I'm currently using. I'm choosing not to use him because he's not magical. He's just straight physical attack. So any of these attack heroes I have that'll use magical, I know Shorty's one of them. I also have, let's see here, the cavalry was a magical, and then this range. So I'll do that, and I'll just do one hit so you guys can see where it's at.
Okay, so Space is after hitting that monster, is he?
Yeah, he's going to bring it down for us a wee bit.
So Space is after bringing it down by about 12%?
Yeah.
I'm only going to do a single hit at first because I really don't know.
Okay, is that you camped?
Yeah.
No, that's Spaceball's camped right beside that monster. Is there a reason why he done that?
It could be that his sense of humor. I'm not really sure why he did that, to be honest with you.
Right, there's no tactical reason for that then.
No, it's probably for unvoiced attention. I'm not really sure, but either way, it's hilarious. All right, so I knocked it at 14. I could probably hit it. I'm trying to get it down. You said below 5% would be optimal for you guys?
I'd imagine so.
10.
Okay.
Even 10. 10 would be great.
Were you hitting for 10% on them before, Pepp, yeah?
Yeah, me and Space, he had one really down for me earlier, and I hit it, at 20, and then the time ran out, so he couldn't hit it for me again.
That is a bummer, because a lot of people, you forget to pay attention to the little time meter down there, and it disappears. I think you guys did that in your last video, in the furnace.
Yeah.
You're like, where did it go?
We were.
Let me try this one more time here. Now, I don't know if you guys noticed this as well, but it says in your attack reports how much bonus you're going to get if you continue to attack the same monster. That your bonus keeps going up and up and up, correct?
Yeah.
So that also comes into play, and it doesn't come into play so much with attacking other individuals, but with monsters it does help quite a bit.
So it's more advisable to use your 5 attacks individually than one big attack?
It depends on what the readout you get back. If you get a readout that says if you attack this monster 20 times, your bonus will be this. So do you notice how when you click hunt, you have the option to click either hunt 1 time or hunt, twice, 3, 4, 6, 8 times, depending on what the other one is. If you hunt the monster 8 times, still don't kill it, and in order to get the bonus, you need to hit it 20 times, then that's your accumulation. You have 12 more hits before you acquire that kind of bonus. So if you're really going against a powerful monster, then that could come into play quite a bit. Now, after that, it multiplies considerably. So, I haven't calculated the multipliers yet. I could probably do that at some point in time, but I'm not sure how important that would be to people if they're just wanting to try to get something below 10%, if you know what I'm saying.
I've hit a nearby one for like 1%, just shy of 1%. Single attack, hunt 3 more times to deal maximum damage. I've changed around the hero setup and the units ever so slightly to see what happens, but at 1%, it's not going to do much difference. It's not going to make much difference. Like.
So that's interesting. So at 1%, if you attack 3 more times, what would be your maximum? Is that what you're getting at?
That's what, well, yeah, essentially, like, but even at 1%, whatever my maximum is, I'm probably not going to deal more than 10% in its entirety on this monster, no matter what the bonus is, no matter what units I use, but I'm really testing to see if I can do a little bit more damage. Am I doing a little bit less damage just by changing around here? But and with a bit of a bonus, see, that makes a difference. But
makes me wonder now. That's an interesting concept, because I wonder if it changes now that you've changed the heroes around a bit.
Okay, so that was less damage. That was 0.6.
Now, do you remember what you did?
Oh, absolutely, yeah. Yep.
Okay. Some people don't, and it's like, uh-oh.
I swapped out a cavalry unit for a ground unit, and I changed 2 archer units to ground units as well. So that would suggest that the archer units maybe and the cavalry unit hero might be more effective.
I'm guessing, especially cavalry. I think, if I remember, cavalry is fairly effective. I'm not sure why a cavalry unit would be effective against a dragon, unless the dragon can't fly. But I guess I'm not in the programming of the game, so.
Okay, that level 2 is down 41. That's nice.
Let's see, I think maybe one more and it should be okay for you guys.
Yeah, 23% there.
I hope it doesn't do more than that. That would really suck. That would defeat the purpose.
Please don't kill it, please.
Let me send half of that amount over just to try that first. Oh, look at someone's leader's crossing the way. I wonder who got attacked.
Walk of shame. I love when you do that.
What is that? That's when the hero's being released, is it?
Yeah.
Someone's leader's just trouncing by a decayed dragon, no big deal,
He's very beleaguered looking altogether.
Right.
That's a ball and chain on him, is it?
Yeah.
I think that's what it is.
Yeah.
Alright, well, so a wee shout out to Snake there and his hero, who is slowly making his way back across the map.
Man, that's crazy. Oh, look, getting ready to go through the mountainous areas of snow. That's a brave hero, actually. No wonder he was released.
He picked the right route to traverse anyway.
Poor timing.
Hey, let's just message him and say, if you don't want that to happen anymore, just come join the guild. We'll help you out.
Okay, Pep, if you can get your units ready to go with this dragon. 6%.
Okay, should I leave it like that?
So it's down to 16, Pep. What do you think? One more hit like that? Slightly stronger hit from Corantis. What do you think?
Want to just try it? Or just go for it?
Hold on, let me hit it. Let me hit it first. See what I do. It's gonna be a joke, like, but let me hit it.
You see, you've got a food boost at the minute, Amorgin.
Right.
So Spaceballs has used guild funds to purchase food boosts.
Oh, I'm gonna move the bank over by you guys too, just to show you that what we're trying to use is a bank, and I think Space wanted me to do that while we're.
Okay, and can you come back at some point as well, Corantis? So we're gonna finish this up now very shortly, but can you come back at some point and talk us through these training things and stuff that we do, the floatress and the warship and the training facilities and the craft studio and all of that stuff. There's a lot in that there that I'd like to understand a bit better. The do's and don'ts. There seems to be a bit of etiquette goes on with that in terms of picking the right time to send your units to it and all of that stuff.
Yeah, so I'm guessing you've read a little bit of the guild mail that
Yeah.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the timings and whatnot, I can easily go over that for you
Yeah,
guys.
so we
That's
can
not a
go in,
problem.
we can go into
Whenever
that
you'd
then
like
at some point. Yeah.
Sure.
Brilliant.
Sure.
Okay, I'm about to hit this dragon. Massive damage incoming.
Drum roll.
It's awesome.
There you go.
Oh,
Point,
magnificent.
Wow.
0.25, a quarter of a percent.
You know that's actually that's a compounded daily interest for that dragon, so you got away with quite a bit.
Okay. So explain to me what a compounded daily interest is.
That was a horrible stock market reference. I'm sorry. Yeah. That was just meaning that if that dragon wants to stay there, he's going to have to get a compounded daily interest of 0.26% given to you to take back to your castle.
Right.
So, in other words, he's not going to be there for very long. So, bad reference. Sorry.
It's cool. You're here to teach us, man. I've learned something.
It's good. Man, I think if I spent that much time in my college classes, maybe I would have done better. No. Alright, I'm going to try to move this thing over to you guys here pretty soon. Let's see here.
Okay, Pepp, are you going to go for this?
I'm gonna go for it.
Alright, he's going
Have you
for
got
it.
stamina to replenish if you don't finish it off?
No, but I can.
She said no.
Right, maybe we'd be better getting Corantis to hit it another gentle tap of about 6% again.
Yeah, please do.
You want to try that real quick?
Yeah.
Okay. Let me do that, and I'll take away one of these here. Let me see. Take off this. Here, let me see. Hopefully this will do that for you. Alright. And grab this teleport so I can come and see you guys over there with this bank. And that would be a cat in the background meowing. Fantastic.
So the bank is something you started yourself? Or is it something that you do on behalf of the guild?
Well, it's on behalf of the guild now. It was kind of a team effort, to be honest with you. It was more of an idea that came about learning from other bigger guilds, and seeing as we're kind of headed in that direction.
Yeah.
Oh, hopefully I didn't. Okay,
No,
good.
that's
I didn't
perfect.
kill it.
That's
Phew.
perfect.
Awesome.
Yay!
Okay, you should be able to finish that off, Pepp. I'd be able to finish that off, for God's sake, so...
You guys are familiar. Yeah, it's just to be able to help out, because if you get attacked and you don't really know exactly what to do and how to recover and how to get your castle room stop burning, there's a lot of people in here like myself who carry so much extra RSS that in order for me to supply it to you, I need to either be within 400 kilometers, which would still also take 30 to 40 minutes.
Yep.
Right? Easier to have a mobile 100% shielded area where we can just give all of our RSS for the guild and have anybody take what they need.
Okay, yeah. So, the bank will be in the middle of the hive then? Essentially, that would be the idea.
Yeah, essentially, or the bank will be wherever the bank needs to be for the people who need it the most at the time.
I get you. Well done, Pepp. Congratulations. There's your level 2 monster finally.
Boom!
Yay!
She's been waiting a while on this, Corantis. She has, she's been telling me.
Thank you.
She's been telling me to go out and help her, and I've been doing an awful job of trying to help because I'm not able to do anything to these things. So she's got a big smile on her face now, I'd say.
Thank you.
You
I'm
guys
so
are
happy.
fantastic. No problem. Hey, if you guys want a level 3 or level 4, no problem. Let me know. I'm more than happy to help you guys anytime. You know that.
No worries. No worries. So
Thank
if
you.
we have the bank here now.
Yes, that is the bank.
There's a
And
lot
if
of
you
traffic
notice-
there between space and the bank.
You must have a lot to get rid of. Yeah.
Okay,
It's
so do you
amazing.
see for somebody like me, right? I'm sitting there now on 10 million food, 12 million stone, 11 million wood, and 7 million gold. I have fuck all shields, and I have right, and I have no hope of getting shields. For a while yet. Would
That's
I be better to
hilarious.
dump everything into the bank?
100%, mate. That would be a very good idea.
Sound right,
Especially if you don't want somebody like that you don't like to get all your food and then have your castle burning at the same time.
right,
But the nice thing is this: I'm right there. If someone does that to you, they're gonna pay for it. I don't care who it is.
right.
Yay.
So it's up to you. Do you want to be a bait, or do you want to just to have your food later? Or
Well,
whatnot?
I'll supply the bank anyway with some of what I've got. I was saying to Pep that not to be donating me too much because somebody could just easily come along and take it off me. I have no way of defending it.
That's because you guys have a really good learning curve, and some people don't ever learn that, and they've been in the guild for a very long time. So we try to help out, especially I think what you're doing is amazing with the educational tools that you're giving people. And what you just said is a huge, huge piece of information you're going to carry out with you through your entire journey up to whatever level you want to become. That is food distribution or RSS distribution is huge. And that's probably one of the reasons why we decided to go forward with the bank, is so people can learn those types of things. If you come back and you get hit and someone hit your empty castle, it's not as big of a deal
Yeah,
than if someone hit your castle with 7, 8 million stone, 9 million gold, all that kind of stuff in it,
yeah.
correct? So, magnificent job on that one.
Yeah, so space is dumping a load of resources in me as well.
He's so funny.
That's called creating space.
Yeah. Now, one last thing before I go, Corantis, before we start to wrap this up. I was talking to Pep about this last night. She keeps running out of food, okay? Now, I've played a game similar to this in the past where I learned, by the time I got to level 20, I'd learned there's no point in producing food because your army's just going to use it all up, and there's actually no penalty for being out of food. Is that the same here?
Well, here's the thing. There's no direct penalty for being out of food, that is correct. But the problem is this: how many things do you have in your castle that you try to accomplish that food is necessary?
Yeah.
Probably
Yeah.
maybe half or more.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
So, if by saying you're not punished for not having food would kind of be incorrect, because the next time you go to do something and you have no food, you're kind of being punished for it. So, in a sense, you're right. You're not going to be penalized, but at the same time, you're not going to be able to do anything else either, usually.
Right.
Equipment. That's the last thing I would probably say is focus as much as you can on putting hero equipment on yourself that is a food production, especially once your armies get bigger and bigger, like you're talking about.
Okay.
And that's huge. And that's why you see me sometimes with a lot of smaller level items, is because some of the smaller level items really focus on food production or stone production or trade. And that's what my lower level items do, is trade.
All
And you
right.
notice trade is huge in this game. So
Cool.
that's for me what I would say, just for a beginner. Just focus on getting yourself food production, especially if you're going to start building your armies like that. Yeah.
No worries. Okay, so we're going to call it at that, guys. I want to thank Corantis for coming in and giving us the benefit of his knowledge. I want to thank Pep for joining us and keeping it lighthearted. She wasn't planning to be here with us tonight, so thanks to the two guys. And we'll hopefully do another one of these if you guys are willing at some stage in the near future.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
No bother. Thanks, guys. Catch you all again soon. Cheers.
All right, cheers.